I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. Yes, it is Friday night. Friday nights are mandatory overtime nights for me, unless you are able to get excused or approved ahead of time. And I asked for an early out last night, meaning, hey, if you have extra people and you want to run the company lean and not just have people sitting around, I volunteer as tribute. I tribute myself to the outside of these gates. And surprisingly enough, my supervisor let me go. So thank you, supervisor. I take back everything I thought about you. And so, yeah, now I get to go home and I get to work on this list of things that I was telling y'all about. Anybody who's in today's Friday RCG update, which is my resolutions, challenges, and goals. You guys know for 2020, I have a long list of goals, resolutions, and challenges for myself. 2 things were eliminated today, but for the ones that remained, I have a to-do list to help me get back on track and actually work towards getting those things done. And so, like, some of my coworkers were like, you're gonna go home and eat a steak meal and a baked potato and go to bed. I'm like, no. Oh no, you don't know me very well, do you? Kenya is ambitious. Kenya is super productive, uber productive. I've always got things to do. Not only do I have things to do on this written piece of paper here, but I've got a ton of notes here on my phone that are either notes for video ideas, notes for business stuff, or just, random to do things. So I will be busy tonight. And I stocked up on some of my cards. Some of my coworkers criticized my cards. They're like, why don't you have on makeup? Well, I had makeup on at the start of this particular day, but it rubbed off, and I just took a random picture while I was out with my daughter. And I guess I could have used one of my Instagram pictures where my face was made up, but to me that seems very inviting and welcome, and that's my personality. But my coworker says, no, you need to put on more makeup and wear your hair out, because I'm natural, and so when I wear my hair out, it's a huge afro. And she's like, that will reflect your personality more. I think about it. But I've already paid for those, so I'm going to use them up. And as I was stocking up on my cards, because I've used them all, everywhere I go, I'm using, handing out my cards and promoting myself and talking up my channel and just trying to really put myself out there. And I'm going through the cards quite quickly. And so I had to restock. And as I was restocking on my way to work, when I got in the car, I put them in my pocket and I was just thinking, when I thought about getting on this path of entrepreneurship and having a channel and all the other things that I want to do, like, the initial thoughts and emotions that I have are, I'm going to be my own boss. This sense of pride, this sense of confidence, this sense of, feeling a little bit superior, superior to my own self, not to anybody else, but just like feeling better, doing more, being better. And there's all these emotions and thoughts that I associate with being your own boss and doing your own thing. And there's one emotion that I had not considered, and I'm learning it now that I am actually talking people up and, distributing out my cards. And I'm coming out of my shell big time. The social anxiety is almost non-existent, but it's still there. I think in a lot of different situations, the social anxiety would come back and I would default to that sense of being uncomfortable in a lot of situations. But when it comes to my channel, it's like a, what do you call it? Alter ego. It really truly is like an alter ego. I do still have difficulty talking to people in like an intimate conversation and just feeling really comfortable around them and being in a lot of different social situations. But when it comes to talking about my channel, it's like a whole different, like a switch is flipped. And so I'm on. When I'm on, I'm talking about myself. Hey, here's my channel. Please subscribe. Da 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 da. And if you watch the other video, what was that? Self-promotion 2.0, when I was out at the mall wearing my sandwich board. There's my sandwich board back there. I was wearing my sandwich board and promoting myself to the general public. And I got a couple stares. I got a lot of stares. I got a couple takers. I know, because I keep track of my numbers all the time. And I got a lot of people like ignoring me, like just stone face ignoring me, which was really uncomfortable. Being ignored was a lot more uncomfortable than the people who said, no, thanks. I'm not interested. Because at least they acknowledge me. And that's that part, what I'm about to say now, that is what I never expected was one of the most important, if not the most important thing I think about running a business or starting a business, not running a business. Once you're up and running, it's all about maintenance. But when you're trying to start your business, you're trying to start your brand, you're trying to start your channel or start your podcast, when you're up and coming and you're that underdog, this is the one emotion that I feel is the most important. If not just one of the most important, more important than being confident, more important than being assertive, which I'm working on that. More important than being resilient and persistent. More important than being truthful and honest. More important than really believing in your product and believing in yourself so that other people will believe in you. Being humble. Being humble is uncomfortable. I consider myself a humble person. I've never been like really like wanting to be the center of attention. Like I said, it's an alter ego coming out of me right now, but I've never wanted to be the center of attention. I've never wanted to like be really boastful or just toot my own horn. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That actually can help you out in your business. But I've always considered myself a humble person, but now I'm experiencing the need to be humble in a whole new way. Coming to people and asking them or telling them in no uncertain terms, telling them, subscribe. Hey, here's my channel, subscribe. I'm basically coming to people. I feel like I'm coming to people and I'm doing this. I'm giving, right? I'm coming to people and I'm saying, this is what I have to offer. I'm giving. However, if people are not receptive to you or are cautious about you, or they have other things going on in their lives, they're not really trying to hear you. Really, you feel like you're doing this. Here, let me give. But you kind of you're coming at them like this. Like, let's see if I can unplug for a little bit. I know my phone is still charging, so I don't want to leave it unplugged for too long. And now all my cards are going every which way. So I feel like I'm coming at people like this. Here I am. Here I am. Let me give you a little part of me. Let me give you some of me. But because people are not as receptive as I thought they might be, I feel like I'm coming at them like this. Give. Would you give me a chance? Would you give me a piece of, just a moment of your time? Would you give me an opportunity? Would you give me some of your loyalty? Would you give me some of your attention? Would you give me just a little bit, just watching, just tuning in, watching, listening to me, hearing me out, giving me a moment to introduce myself? Will you give me the acknowledgement? Like the people that were at the mall that were like ignoring me and just like whatever. It was very uncomfortable. It really was. I was laughing and smiling, but I felt very uncomfortable being ignored like that. And it is a very humbling, not quite humiliating. I think my kids, they would have been humiliated. Let me get this phone charged back up. My kids would have been absolutely mortified and humiliated. Matter of fact, I could tell by the looks on their face, they were not digging the sandwich board. There's my sandwich board. It don't look that bad, y'all. Is it a desperate move? Maybe. Could it work? I think so. But my kids were humiliated. And I'm not talking about being humiliated. I'm talking about being humbled. They both start with the H-U-M, but one is humiliated. One is like coming, humiliated. Humiliation is more like bringing you down. It's degrading. It can be disrespectful. It's not something to build you up. It's something to break you down. Humbling, however, is acknowledging your place, wherever your place is. If you're here, you're here. If you're here, you're here. If you're here, you're here. It's wherever you are, acknowledging, this is where I am. I'm not quite where I want to be yet. And I'm humble enough to acknowledge that this is who I am and where I am, and I'm okay. I need you for something. No, not too many people want to say that, especially now. We're very, here in the States, we're a very independent type of people. So much so that we don't help each other out. But that's a whole nother video. We're very much independent minded and just do it on our own. And not too many people want to ask for help. Not too many people want to say, I need you. Will you please help me? Nobody wants to be rejected. Or nobody wants to feel obligated either. But sometimes both of those things do come about when you are asking, will you please watch my channel? Will you please subscribe? Will you please follow me on social media? Will you please help me network with this person for my business? Will you please show me how you set that up? I'm trying to set that up myself. Will you please introduce me to your friend or your associate or your business partner? Will you please help? That is a humbling experience coming to be, even when it's your friend, even when it's your friend or somebody that you know. Friends are friends. We can be friends all day. But when it comes to business, that dynamic changes a little bit and you're asking them for something that they may just give freely, or they may consciously or subconsciously, hold you to it or make you feel obliged to do something else. I scratched your back. Later on, you're going to scratch mine, which, that's what business is about. It's helping each other out in different ways, either through exposure or through, referrals. and just supporting one another. But it is definitely a humbling experience, and that's all I wanted to come on and share with you guys about, is that with all the emotions that I knew I would be feeling, frustration, fear, excitement, anxiety, hopefulness, I knew that I would have to be determined. I knew that I would have to be persistent. I knew that I would have to be confident. But humble is definitely an important part of the process, the business building process, the channel building process. And yeah, there are some people who are naturally popular, naturally beautiful, naturally charismatic, and they don't even have to try. People are just drawn to them, and they're just like, whatever you're doing, I want it. Yes, you don't even have to ask. Just where do I sign my name on the dotted line? But I think the majority of us do have to really work hard at it, and it's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I appreciate it for all the hard work that I'm putting into it. I appreciate it when I see the results, when I see my numbers go up, when I see that people are leaving comments, when I see that, like, I had a coworker yesterday that I didn't think he would be supportive for some reason. I don't know. He's kind of a funny guy, funny like me, but funny in a teasing way, never disrespectful or anything like that. But he's kind of a funny guy that I really don't take him seriously, and maybe he doesn't take me seriously. I didn't think he would take me seriously, but I gave him one of my cards, and he asked for more. He said, "Let me give these out to my friends. Let me take these up to the church." And then he started suggesting other ways for me to promote myself, and I was blown away. So shout out to you, Brother Rodney. Thank you so much. I appreciate you supporting me and having faith in me. I don't know why, but I just didn't think that he would be that engaged in helping me out. He's like, yeah, I believe in helping people out, especially in the Black community. A lot of times we don't support each other. That's a whole nother video too. So yeah, I do appreciate that. And yes, trust the process and know that with all those strong emotions and characteristics that you need, sometimes a little bit of humility, not being humiliated, but sometimes a little bit of humility and being humble is just as important in the process of growth. So the next time that I ask someone, show them my channel name, not my channel name, the next time I show them my card, or, let them know about my channel, or even my other businesses that I've got going on, whether it's the eBay or my Sleep Goody store or anything else, I do need to keep that in mind, that it's part of the process. I do need these people. I need you. I need you. I need you. That's a humbling thing to say. I need you, because without you, I really am nothing. I used to hear people say that on like Emmy Awards and Grammy Awards, like, without you, I'm nothing. But it's true. If I don't have viewers, I don't have a channel. If I don't have customers, I don't have a business. If I don't have business associates, I don't have a network. I really do depend on you. And that is a humbling and perfectly good thing to say. I got the night off, and let me go. So I'm about to go. I got to get out of here. I'll see you guys in the morning when we're going to be reading the Bible, because that's what I'm doing lately. If you want to know why, tune in 7 a.m., 7 to 7:30 a.m. Central Time, and you will know why. Yeah. Humility, humbleness. There's strength in humility. There really is. I like that. There's strength in humility. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow me on social media. Now, let me know what you think about this next upcoming video.